Let freedom ring, Martin Luther King demanded half a century ago. On Wednesday, from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, where he gave voice to that call for change, the bells rang out, with the country's first African-American president in attendance.
Because they marched, city councils changed, and state legislatures changed, and Congress changed, and yes, eventually the White House changed.
No one, said President Obama, could match Martin Luther King's oratory, and his speech that 1963 August Day has gone down as one of the greatest ever voiced in the English language. And so crowds descended on the Washington Mall from all over the country to honor Martin Luther King's legacy and commemorate a turning point in the struggle for equal rights. Adrian Ziepolt was 21 the day of the march, and at 71 was back on the Mall for the commemoration.
I just felt I had to be here. It was such a powerful moment in my life, a formative moment, and I felt like I had to be here, and I also wanted to hear President Obama address the crowd.
Many marchers told us that America still has much work to do achieving the economic opportunity that Martin Luther King sought in addition to political freedom.
We're still working on that dream. In fact, that dream has not materialized. We have a long way to go. Much has changed, but much has not changed.
And the president himself echoed the call for the spirit of the original March on Washington to be harnessed in modern times.
The measure of progress for those who marched 50 years ago was not merely how many blacks could join the ranks of millionaires. It was whether this country would admit all people who are willing to work hard, regardless of race, into the ranks of a middle-class life.
No sooner was the president back in the White House than his focus shifted to the other big issue on the agenda here this week, Syria, and the planning that's underway here for a possible US-led military strike on Damascus. Earlier this week, Secretary of State John Kerry expressed fury over internet video showing the aftermath of last week's chemical attack outside Damascus. In a TV interview screened here last night, President Obama said he has concluded the Syrian government was responsible, but he hasn't decided what to do about it.
We are consulting with our allies, we're consulting with the international community, and I have no interest in any kind of open-ended conflict in Syria, but we do have to make sure that when countries break international norms on weapons like chemical weapons that could threaten us, that they are held accountable.
Polls show many Americans, including some who attended the Martin Luther King commemoration, don't favor a military strike, choosing to put the White House on notice that they're more loyal to the memory of Dr. King than they are to the service of the current president. Simon Marks, Washington.
News that moves. eNCA.com.